At first glance, this looks like an everyday wreath. Or is it? Today I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful neutral wreath, and at the end of this video I will show you how one simple change lets you decorate it for several seasons. Let's get started. First, we're going to make a pointed Gerbera Daisy Petal. I'm using a 10 by 10 inch piece of olive green poly burlap cut with a rotary cutter. Lay your mesh with the curl side facing up and turn it into a diamond shape with the finished edges at the top right and bottom left. Now take that top corner and bring it down to meet the bottom corner. If they don't line up perfectly, that's okay. Just flatten that top edge a little bit. From here, grab the bottom corner and move straight up to the center of that folded edge and give it a slight pull. Now, using your left hand, bring that left corner down so it sits just about an inch below the bottom point. While holding that in place, bring the right corner down to meet it, again, just below that bottom point. Now turn your petal to the side, and about 2 inches up from the bottom, do one scrunch on the right and one on the left. Now take a 4-inch zip tie and secure the bottom, bringing the nub of the zip tie to the side. When you flip it over, you'll see that you have a nice pucker right in the center. I like my petals to have a nice sharp tip, so I'll just pinch that top together, and you can see it holds its shape really nicely. Make sure to trim off the excess zip tie and any extra mesh. I'm making 8 of these petals in the green, and then I'm also going to make 8 of these petals in cream. For the Double Daisy Chain Petal, we'll be using 3 different pieces of mesh. I'm starting with a 10 by 10 inch piece of olive green poly burlap. Lay the mesh with the curl side facing up and turn it into a diamond shape with the finished edges at the top right and bottom left. Bring that top corner down to meet the bottom corner. Again, don't worry if the corners don't line up perfectly. It's completely fine. Next, bring the bottom corner up, stopping about a 1/2 inch below the top edge. Then, fold that bottom edge up one more time, again leaving about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch below the top. With those folds on the inside, bring the 2 corners together at the bottom. Now, here's why we left that little gap. When you pinch the petal together, the folds naturally shift upward. If we'd folded all the way to the top edge, the layers would push past each other and the petal wouldn't look as clean. I like to clip the sides together to hold everything in place, then set it aside. Then we'll do the exact same fold with the light brown. Diamond shape, bring the top corner down, then bring the bottom corner up to just below that top edge, then fold that bottom edge up one more time, and bring the corners together. Now, keeping that double folded edge towards the back, I'm going to take the brown piece we just folded and wrap it around the top of that green mesh. Again, we'll clip it all together and set it aside. Now for the cream mesh, and I'll fold it the exact same way. This time, keep the wider part facing forward, then wrap the brown and green folds around the top of the cream fold, bringing all 3 corners together at the bottom. I'm measuring 6 inches down from the top of the petal and securing all 3 layers together with a zip tie. That measurement gives me the size I want for this wreath, but you can adjust it if you'd like your petals to be a little shorter. Now we're ready to start assembling our wreath. I'm using the small flower board from Unique in the Creek. I've already preloaded rows 2 and 3 with 6-inch zip ties. The green Pointed Gerbera Daisy petals will go into row 2, and the cream ones will go into row 3. I'll add 8-inch zip ties to row 4 and then place our Double Daisy Chain Petals into that row. Once all of our petals are attached, it's time to start making the center. For the center, I'll be using this 5-inch styrofoam disc from Dollar Tree. It comes in a 2-pack, so it's an inexpensive option for creating the center. First, I'll take an 18-inch piece of 22-gauge wire, bend it in half, and poke it right through the center of that styrofoam. Next, I'm going to cover the styrofoam with 3 10-by-10-inch pieces of cream poly burlap. I'm using 3 pieces because the weave of the poly burlap is open enough that you can see the styrofoam and even the wire underneath. I'm going to angle and stagger each piece so the openings in the weave don't line up with each other. This gives us much better coverage and keeps the styrofoam and wire from showing through. To secure the mesh, I'm using these 2-inch greening pins. I'll cut them down to about 1 to 1.5 inches using my wire cutters, then use them to pin the mesh to the back of the styrofoam. Be sure to insert the pins at an angle rather than straight in. This keeps them from poking through to the front of the center. Once all of the mesh is secured, we'll need to trim away the excess from the back. This part can get a little messy, but don't worry. None of this will be visible once the center is attached to the wreath. Now we're ready to attach our center. I'll use the wire we added earlier and secure it through the center holes of the UITC board. Oh my goodness, I love this wreath as is. But here's the fun part. We can switch out this center for any season you want. Let's think about this. We can leave the center as is, or for fall, just take some leaves, acorns, a sunflower, glue that to the center, and you got a fall wreath. Take that center out, have another center with this poly burlap on it or whatever you're using, and summertime, we got a bright pink. Whatever you want to use, bright pink flower, glue it onto that center. You can have so many different ones. For Christmas, do some pine and pine cones. Do whatever it is that you want, that you enjoy. Have fun with it, okay? So, I would love to know in the comments what you would do and what season would you start with. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Patty Davis. I'm with Crooked Tree Creations, and I'll see you in our next video.